The top 5 things to never say on a first date, and here's how you can secure the second date. Now, the first date is one of the most important events in a new relationship. First dates are important because it can make a man eager to see you again or make him run for the hills. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. I just thought of something. Something just dawned on me. Let me say this. If a man asks you to come to your place on the first date, probably means he's in a relationship or he's married. And before you say yes, you decide if you want that type of relationship, because you probably will never ever get on a date outside of your house. So think about that. All right. So you decide if that's the type of relationship you want before you let a man come to your house on the first date. Now, since we were talking about first dates, let me get back to it. One of the things that's very important on the first date is, remember, your communication and conversation is going to determine whether or not you get a second date. Men and women communicate so differently. Women communicate to kind of bond socially, whereas men communicate to exchange information. I'll give you an example. If I go on a date and I call one of my girlfriends and I say, hey, I was on a date last night, she's going to say, she wants to know details. What did he wear? Where did you go? What did y'all eat? What did y'all talk about? Now, if I call one of the fellas and I say, oh, I had a date last night, he'll say, did he hit it? I'll say no. He said, all right, I'll get it with you tomorrow. That's the end. Exchange information, let's keep it moving. So when it comes to communicating, it's important to know, ladies, leave some mystery and intrigue. Don't try to tell him everything about you. Give him a reason to want to know more about you. So remember, don't communicate too much. Display intelligence, particularly if you're dating a successful man. A successful man needs his woman to be intelligent because you're a reflection of him. So be very intelligent. Now, I told you I would give you 5 things to never say on a date. These things I want you to erase from your conversation altogether on a first date. Number 1, getting married. Are you talking about getting married on a first date? Look, it scares a man to marry a woman they love, much less somebody they don't even know. Don't talk about getting married. And your kids? We're not talking about our kids. Let me tell you, I know you have beautiful kids. But, you know, you're trying to get to know the person. To a man, children mean responsibility. So, you know, that's too much to talk about on the first date. Save your beautiful kids' stories for another date. Ex-boyfriends, this is a lose-lose. If you say how great he is, he's going to be like, go get with him. If you say that he dogs you out, he's going to think you're a pushover. That's lose-lose. Don't talk about ex-boyfriends. The other, politics. Politics are such a sensitive subject. It's just, nobody better not say anything bad about Obama around me. It's not going to work. Leave the politics discussion alone. The other one, the 5th one, is death or depressing events. I mean, do I really have to say why we don't want to talk about depressing events? I was on a date with a guy a couple of years ago. This guy told me that he had cancer and he was about to start chemo. It was just too heavy. I felt bad, but it was just too heavy to talk about on the first date. I don't know you that well. So remember, your communication is important. Display intelligence. And now that you know what not to talk about on the first date, I have about 10 more things to not talk about, and I have about 10 things to talk about. Go to my book and check it out. This information will really help you secure the second and the third date. Understand how important your communication is. Check it out in my book, Why I Love Men, The Joys of Dating. It's at jjsmithonline.com. And remember, never give up on love, because love never fails.